In a world with many similarities to our own, there lies two planets that are both experiencing societal turmoil. One of them, the planet Remus, there lies a town named Hazel that is on the outskirts of one of the busiest cities on the planet. While society is strained with cultural change, in this town, there are beings that no one has seen and struggle not to be found as time goes on. The following is the story of some of the people who end up finding them through no fault of their own. This is Hazeltown Story. Hello, and welcome to another session of Hazeltown Story. I don't really have anything else to say before this, other than this is now the fifth session of this arc. So before we get further in, why don't my players introduce themselves?
Hi, I'm Carnival.
I am, of course, Deathmaster780.
To this very day, I'm still TorpidTypist.
And I am your GM, LoloDePuzlo. We're just kind of in the thick of things. We'll see how further we get. So before we start, who wants to give us a little recap of what we did so far?
Yes, who?
I'll do it, I guess. So nothing happened last time. We talked to some people. They didn't give us anything useful.
A tale as
That
old
was
as
it.
time.
Yeah,
we
kind of came across, you interviewed Arlo Green. You finally got to meet him. You met with two of the team members that Drew Lowe worked on. Person you're kind of looking for, Arlo and Clara. They both kind of did not get you any real clear information other than the fact that they both are, or at least Clara was familiar with Sophie, but also mentioned something that there's also another being that Drew was with.
Dewey.
Yeah. Which corroborates with what Sophie told you when you went to visit Drew's home.
Yeah, she didn't tell us anything we didn't already know.
All right. So I guess with that, what is your next steps?
I feel like we just gotta, at this point, just start barreling down through campus.
Yeah, that's kind of it, is we gotta buckle down and fuck around at the university.
Yeah. I mean, there's one thing I forgot to bring up last time, which was Greg's investigation into who the people behind the juggler legislation.
Oh, right, yes. We could do that real quick because I think was that going to be a scene.
Well, up to you. You can just have Greg call.
What was that?
You can just have Greg call.
Okay. Let me get some things down for that. Let's see. I need to roll up some names. So let's do everyone's favorite dangerous website.
Look, Stuart Griffin happened once.
That's one too many times.
Bolo forever living in fear of Stuart Griffin.
I will not have besmirched the name of this program with Family Guy names. If it was anything, I think it's the fact that it's Family Guy that's more the annoying part.
It'd be fine if it was from American Dad.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do American Dad.
No. I honestly, I can't even name a character from American Dad. I've seen the pilot, and that's it. That was enough.
I can't believe you don't know everyone's favorite character, Roger.
Oh, right. That's the alien, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're doing the fake Paul Lynde impression. Yeah. I hate that. I just had the name Molly down, and I'm like, my brain just really wants to type out Ringwald, and it's like, no. I've used this last name before. Also, my brain apparently just came up with the name Theatrice.
Beatrice. Oh, dear Beatrice. How I missed you.
Beatrice and Edithan and
Does
Bobbert.
sound plausible.
You know what?
I will actually be back in 1 sec.
Yeah, it's fine. I need to figure this out. It's like I just need the name of an animal, and just for some reason nothing is coming to my head. I have the entire animal kingdom at my disposal, and just nothing. This is why I hate coming up with names.
I don't know, Serval?
Rat?
Nah, it's just something that needs to be a last name to fit with. You know what? I'm just gonna do this.
Moose.
No, it's like it could also be plant, but yeah, there we go. I've got the new 2 names that I needed. All right, so you, and by you I mean Bobby. While you were out and about, or because it was you that, or it was Bobby and that your crew that are doing the thing. It wasn't the B team effectively, or the
It's
kill
not
team.
the kill team.
So while you're out and about, you get a phone call from Greg, who has kind of done a little bit more of investigation onto the so-called juggler kind of thing. And what kind of came up was they didn't find anything. Well, in their kind of search, they don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but one thing they did find was actually by going through going through actually your organization's list of people that you have tried who are on the council that are you have tried to persuade them, so to speak. And 2 of the people that, when you mentioned the thing about the kind of the showing of the documents at the Witch's Brew, you're in Greg's investigation, managed to find a eyewitness to the event. And they weren't able to specifically, like, they weren't paying attention to, like, what the document was, like, or what the thing was. They just remember seeing a couple names. And they happen to be people that you have attempted to quote-unquote persuade into benefiting your organization. And the 2 names were Molly Sparrow and Adrian Nightshade. These 2 are not exactly... They are both members of the council, but they are very low-ranking. Basically, what their jobs are is that they are part of... Effectively... I'm trying to think of what the actual, like, a comparative bureau or a comparative department would be. Like, they are they're like a part of like it's not quite Ministry of Culture, but they're like an arts promotion thing to the kind of people that would like get local artists, like, so you can like put up statues in like a park. Like the kind of thing that would like get art pieces for like parks and public places.
Public Works Department.
Yeah, they're like a public works. They work for a public works department. And what you have found is that the person did a little bit of digging, and what they have found is that these 2 in particular have not, like, they are on very good terms with a number of local artists that have had their works displayed in public places recently. Like it's the kind of projects that they have been involved with has happened to also involved a number of their friends.
Hmm.
So
All right.
Greg is basically the gist is like, I am chalking this up to it is looking like it's likely that there is a little bit of grease palms, so to speak, in the, or not necessarily like in a monetary sense, like there's a little bit of cronyism stuff happening in this department, and it's likely the documents that were shown could have implicated them in something, and that it is likely has something to do with getting people spots that they normally wouldn't go through. They're getting exposure that other people are not, like, that they're not getting their fair shares, or like they're getting displayed in a way that's not the way that the organization normally should work.
So preferential treatment.
Yes, they're getting preferential treatment. I was trying to find the term for it, but yes, it is likely that they are giving preferential treatment to people that should not be getting that preferential treatment.
All right. Now, before we go on, are you sure you want to go with Nightshade? Because that's Haley's call sign.
I knew there was something that I saw that, and it's like, or I thought that, I'm
That's
like,
all right.
I will change it. That it is not important.
That's all right. I got you there. Adrian Thistle.
Perfect. So yeah, that is what Greg has been able to find out, is that basically those documents are likely linking these two to some preferential treatment, some minor corruption.
All right. Well, we have another lead to follow up on. Torpid, are you back?
I'm going to take that as a no.
All right. Well, I guess in the meantime, we'll go to college.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so what specifically are you going to try and do, or do you have any ideas on what you want to do?
Maybe. Carnival, do you have any ideas?
I almost want to say, like, go look at the school's register and ask, but that's about all I can think of, because yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, since we already have tried looking, just going through the town in general.
Yeah,
I mean, not town, the fucking, what?
campus.
Yeah, campus.
Okay, so what specific are you going to look up at the campus, just so, because you might actually have an in, because if I remember correctly, one of the last things you did was plant you did some sort of hacking at the school, although I can't remember.
That was at Anthropo.
Oh, right. I thought you did some. Yeah, well.
No, we did hacking at the campus too. That's how we got
Right, because we're just trying to find.
Address.
Right. We were maybe trying to find. No, because we already did the thing where he looked at his home address and looked at his workplace to work. So then that's right. We did that already. So I'm not.
All right, I know what to do. Check the registry for any student housing that's currently unoccupied.
Okay. I just was wondering. I just wanted to make sure what your plan was, so before you decided to actually do something specific. Okay, so I take it that you're just going to do it the non-kill team, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will say that you all go to the campus. What you then find, it's another day. It's just it is college campus. It's in classes, like it's normal bustle. And if you were trying to go in for housing, you don't see anything out of the ordinary on campus, so you're pretty much free to kind of walk around. So where exactly would you want to go look this up?
Is there any reason not to just check the student registrar?
Not really. I just wanted to know if there was an alternate path to do this you were thinking.
Because that's where I think we just go and ask, like, yeah, hey, uh, Bobby could lie up about we're looking for a student for I don't know. We're looking for the housing for Bobby could come up with something.
Or Elmas can just Elmas already has access because she hacked in, so she can just look up which houses are unoccupied at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. So let's just see what housing is unoccupied.
Okay. So what you're able to, I'm just trying to think of how to do this. Because there's a couple ways to go about it. Or at least I can think of two ways. If you can think of another way, then that's also fine. What I was also thinking is, one, you could look through the registrar of currently like registered student, and you can kind of just see what, like, you can see what dorms are like there. You can tell what building's a dorm, so you know what the available dorms are in the area, and just look through. Um, you can look through what students are, kind of do a brute force of seeing what stories are uh basically brute force to see what areas are unoccupied. The other way is if you had access to like admissions, like the systems that actually dole out housing, then you could figure out what is available.
I was probably going to do the brute force method just to.
Really, I feel like Elmas could easily check the register, especially as a student.
Oh, right, yeah. So let's go with that. We'll check the register.
Okay. Yeah, because especially you could just ask, "Hey, I'm looking for a different dorm location."
Especially because Elmas lives outside of the school, so
Or yeah, because also you could say, "Hey, I'm looking for a place on campus where it's available."
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, Elvis could just look. I forget that we can do normal human interaction and not just.
yeah, it's fucked up.
I don't know if they're human though.
But
Anyway, so yeah, you go to housing, and it's a relative, like, it's a big campus, so like it's a decent sized little area. It's not just like one person's office. It's like a floor in its own on like a taller building. But there's multiple offices, so you go to effectively the area where you go there, where there's like a secretary and like some waiting areas. And how? So you're just presenting yourself as like, hey, I'm looking for, like, you're basically trying to find housing on campus.
yeah, no reason to try otherwise.
So I will save you the rigmarole of trying to like talk. Basically, you talk to someone, and you find that like, talk to the person. They say, "Hey, can I talk to someone?" You do that. You get into a meeting. Effectively, you find someone is there to talk to you about there, and they effectively is like, okay, so you were looking for on-campus housing. Uh, okay, so is there any needs that I need to be aware of when you're looking for a place?
Um,
Housing
need-
for 3 people.
yeah, housing for 3 people.
Um, so you're looking for a dorm for 3 people. Uh, what years are they? Or what is their current? Um, uh, how far they are in their education at the moment?
Okay, I know. Did I say Elvis was a junior or senior? I forgot.
I thought it was senior.
Okay, that's what I thought too. I just wasn't sure. So senior. I'm trying to think of what in 2 juniors.
Okay, that should be easy enough. Okay. Do you have their Do you have their information on hand?
Um, Uh, uh, I could wait. I'm trying to think. Should we just you give the names, or do you guys have any?
Also,
Uh,
I was figuring that this would be just Elmas in this conversation. Did
Yeah, anyone else would look kind of suspicious, honestly.
yeah.
Well, I know you just said 3 people, so I was asking, like, wait, who would be the other 2?
well, I figured that since like I figured that you were because who were you thinking when you said the 3? Were you thinking the other 2 people are Bobby and Aravio?
No, I was asking because
oh.
DMs. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Okay, people seem to miss my line of thinking. I'm trying to find a place where what's his face Drew would be hiding, and unless he stashed them somewhere else, he would probably have his parents with him. So, trying to find empty 3-person houses that he would be hiding in with them.
Ah, okay. I need to get their. I don't have their names on me. I'm just looking for 3-person houses, so I can. We need to discuss this more specifically. Just like
so you're wondering where what areas you're likely going to be located in. I could take we are fairly looking at what we have available. We do happen to have we have plenty of room to fit this in, so there is I don't think there's a whole lot of just to the way that we kind of distribute. We don't really have like a whole lot of specific. What field are you in, or are you all 3 in the same field?
yes, we're all in engineering.
Okay, so it's likely going to be one of the it's likely going to be one of the north side locations. There is a fair amount of free area. We do have one building that we are looking to fill. It is a relatively recently developed building that we're likely going to need to we're looking to fill up, so we are likely going to place you in one of those areas. Those they are fairly larger. They should be able okay, yeah, it looks like in this building that there are a number of places where we can fit 3 of you in. Yeah, and the person pulls out they have like a little campus map, and they point you towards a building that is on the north side of the island. That is by some of the engineering. Or actually, let me look at something. Yeah, it's close to the northern side of the island.
All right, I've probably been there before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so so she's gave me a list of them and all they're in that area then?
They're more the person likely circled 1 or 2 as you're likely going to be in one of these 2.
All right. Could I also just get a list of ones that are still open just in some other spots just in case?
I mean, there's openings in pretty much all of them. Are you looking for something specific?
No, was just looking for the 3-person was the big thing, but otherwise nothing super specific.
I would say if all 3 of you are engineering, you are likely going to end up in this one.
All right, thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Just whenever you have the chance to come by with the... I am going to need all of you probably present, so whenever you're available, please get this sorted so we can get this, or please come whenever you can, because we can get that sorted as early as possible.
Will do. All right. Once again, thank you.
Yep, have a good day.
You too. So, and then Elmas hands the location to Bobby, and Will's like, "All right, we're gonna go. I hate these places. This is where the frats are."
All right, then. Let's get a move on.
Okay. So the building that was circled is it is the naming scheme for these buildings are not exactly they don't have like named after people. They are very dry names. This one in particular is a relatively recent building, but it is the dorm is, let me just think of how I want to do this. The building is, the building name, or the building is labeled ENG 70D. It is one of the, is last of 4 dorms that got put up in the engineering area. It is a fairly tall building. It is probably at least 8 stories tall. It is about the size of a inner city, or not inner city, but like it's about the size of what you'd find of like a Holiday Inn that's like in a city. So it's like a fairly big building.
And they said these are just the newest ones we built, so these are like nice buildings.
Yes, these are nice buildings.
These are nice building.
Or like of the ones that got put up, but D is the newest, and it is the least occupied.
Here we are, guys. If we're going to find anything, this is where we're going to have to start at least.
All right, then. She gave you the list of which ones were unoccupied.
Yep, and here you go.
All right, how many floors does this building have?
Let's say 8.
All right, well, how about each one of us take a floor, meet up at the top one?
Right, I'll take care of this one. And Elmas starts throwing some of the cameras around to start, or some of her drones around to just start moving around. Oh yeah, if you guys want a couple, I can hand you this if this helps.
Oh god.
We're not leaving them here once we're done, of course.
All right, well, Bobby will take the second floor.
Okay.
Penn Station.
Okay. So, you all decide to divide and conquer. The building is, you see people come and go. Like, there are, on the first floor as you walk in, it is fairly nice, but not like elegant. It's like clean. It's fairly basic design, but it doesn't look like clinical.
Not sterile, but not lived in either.
Yes. There are a number, from what you can kind of tell, there's a number of common areas. There is some like common area kitchens, little rec room kind of area, and looks like the first floor is primarily for administration and common areas. From what you can tell of like the little guide on the thing, like there's a thing by the elevator that basically is like, hey, first areas, common areas. The remaining floors are dorms. It looks like in this building that a lot of the dorms are meant to house multiple people, likely 3 to 4 people per dorm. And you can tell from the numbering on the, just from what you can tell, each floor houses about 80 dorms. It's a fairly big building. Maybe not
big ass.
Maybe not. Okay,
dorm
maybe
building.
not 80. I'm just trying to think for scale. How many floors would you think a hotel, or how many rooms do you think a decent sized Holiday Inn has per floor?
Okay, if we're going wide, they're like we said they're 8 floors, so I think that's like what?
Maybe 40?
I would
Or
well, I don't know cuz I'm thinking of like an 80 rooms in a dorm doesn't sound like that surprising to me, but
I would say like the dorms themselves are like to compare to like an apartment, probably like a 2 bed, 1 bath, maybe 2 bed, 2 bath. So not like huge, but also pretty spacious.
Damn, this bougie ass dorm.
I mean it is the most recently developed one, so
Engineering students living the fucking high life.
This also is
because
the fact that my sense of scale is terrible.
also engineering students brings in grant money, you see.
Oh yeah, true. You can really fucking needle them when they're alumni for donations. Either way.
Yeah. Let's see. We're going long story short, there's a lot of rooms. Whether or not the exact number is clear, there is a lot of spacious rooms. From what you can tell from just casual glance of like that, what you can kind of, as you walk through the halls, you can tell that the areas are, it's primarily the first 4 floors that you can hear pretty common activity.
All right. I guess we start on the 5th floor.
This is a hell of a lot of rooms we're gonna be checking.
There's a reason I said we could use.
Yeah.
There's a reason I offered the drones.
True. I mean, I was just gonna ask around about like urban legends, so
You can do that too.
yeah. Okay. What's Bob B's plan of action then?
Knock on doors.
Ah, classic. Okay, who should go first then? Since basically we're all doing different shit.
I'll go first since I think mine's probably the easiest of just here drones, go over the place.
I hate those drones. I hate them so much.
So will that just be an action roll or
So what exactly are you trying to do?
just using the drones to sweep over the place, check for any magic usage, check to see if any like they're unlocked doors that are unlocked that would be ones to like go ahead and poke through first.
Um, that would probably be an investigate.
All right.
So I would say since you are in a public spot, how are you exactly trying to do this?
Elvis is sitting in the lobby and then just looking over the drones and as they go through and see if they found anything like if a door is unlocked they can then go check that room.
So since you are kind of technically interacting with the doors that people could be like seeing that, it's going to be risky. Your effect if you're just checking the lock of doors, that's just standard effectiveness.
Okay. Rolling 3 dice because I got the investigate boost.
Let's see, 2, 1, 6. So you do succeed. So from what you're able to tell, you find that now is this just for the floor that you're on, or are you checking all of them?
I'm checking like we broke it up to everyone doing a few floors, so I'm just doing these are the floors that I'm on.
Okay. Then in that case, let me think. What you find that is that a good number of them are locked. I'm just trying to think. You know, it doesn't really pay to. So what you do find is that there is one unlocked door.
All right, I'll head over there.
Okay, so you go to one of the dorms. What you find is that you go in, you don't really hear sound from the rooms by it, so it is likely going to be there. As you kind of like peek inside, like you kind of just look as you open the door, you see that it is dark inside. As you open the door, you can see that it is there really isn't a whole lot in there, but it isn't empty either. A lot of these have, it has kind of like some furniture in the area. There is there is a living room kind of area that has like couches, but doesn't really have anything else. And you can see like a dining area that has like a table. Like, it looks furnished but not lived in.
All right. Anything particularly out of the ordinary in there, or just?
At a cursory glance, no.
All right. Then I'm gonna go over with the magic detector just to make sure I'm not missing anything.
Okay. Let me take a look at something. I'm just trying to look at some supplemental materials. As you go throughout the magic detector, you find that with your magic detector, there's nothing that's currently like triggering it.
Okay.
As you kind of go through, the areas that you see, it's like, I take it, turn the lights on, or were you not even going to? How stealthily are you doing this?
As stealthily as possible.
Okay. How?
I go here for school, so.
So when you're inside the dorm, are you turning on any lights?
The minimum that I have to see if I need to see something. Otherwise, no.
Okay. So from what you can tell, the dorm room, there is 2 bedrooms that have a shared bathroom. The rooms look like they're that there are 2 sets of bunk beds that each have a desk. Each bedroom has like a bunk and 2 desks that have a shared bathroom. There is like a shared living area and like kitchen in it. Nothing else at a cursory glance kind of triggers any sort of suspicion.
Okay. This is basically about the same kind for most of the rooms I go through.
What was that?
I was saying this, so this is basically about most of the rooms I go through, kind of the same kind of.
Yeah. Are you talking about like most of the dorms, or are you just talking about like the rooms in this dorm?
The rooms in the dorm that.
Yeah, both of the bedrooms look identical.
Okay. Nothing underneath the bed or anything like that.
The only thing, there's nothing. How about this? Why don't you do an do an action roll?
All right. Another investigate.
Yep. Since in this case you are pretty fairly covered, like you're not making really any noise, and you're in the room by yourself, or you're in the dorm by yourself, this would be a controlled, and I'm gonna say, if you are, I was gonna say standard, effectively, or whatever the controlled standard.
Okay. So now I got 4 die because one of them in a control position.
2-6-2 or 2-6-2-3. That is in fact a success. There is one thing that kind of trips you up, and it is on the top of one of the bunk beds. You happen to find a teddy bear.
Previous episodes of Hazeltown Story can be found at bekindrewind.hazel.town or radio.hazel.town. If you would like to know more about the universe and have an interest in video games, you can watch LoloDePuzlo's Journal, our sister show, that can be found at theater.hazel.town or bekindrewind.hazel.town. If you would like to keep up to date with Lolo, you can follow them at co-host or BlueSky at LoloDePuzlo. There is also a Discord server in which you can potentially catch episodes being recorded live at club.hazel.town. Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. I welcome you to come back for more.